What's up guys, this is Quante and welcome back to more Let's Play Donkey Kong Country Returns. And I am pretty determined to redeem myself because, for lack of better words, the last episode really sucked the big one. I had no idea what I was saying half the time and I kept fumbling over my words and losing my train of thought. But this sign right here says that we have to find a big red shiny button, and I think I briefly mentioned that. Wow, that came out wrong. I think I briefly mentioned that in the last episode, but like, there's no way that you would probably even would have been able to tell that I said that, because I know a lot was said, like me talking about chickens for one thing, and all sorts of retarded things were said in the last episode. But yeah, so if you end up actually missing one of these buttons, you're actually going to have to come back to the levels that they were in order to get them. So I'd recommend not actually missing like any of the buttons at all. And I feel sorry for the people that did and ended up having to come back to these levels many times, or even for the people that like didn't find any of the buttons at all and this is where the game ended for them. Because I mean, granted, you know, this is sort of where the game like is about to end. I mean, you pretty much have already enjoyed most of the game if you're pretty much up to this point, because there's only like one world left after this one. But still, you know, the game's pretty good after this one because it starts to get really challenging eventually, and then, well, who doesn't love a good challenge? But I mean, the buttons are relatively easy to find anyway, so I don't know why you'd have trouble. Because I mean, like, for instance, right here, this is where the first one is. These bananas were pointing right at where you should pound the ground, and, well, we're gonna get the first button right now. And other places have, like, cracks in the ground where you should ground pound and stuff like that, so it's really not that difficult to find these. I mean, like, I guess the only people that really missed these were probably, like, little children, or people who were probably just completely oblivious to their surroundings, because you can't really be oblivious to your surroundings in this game, because you'll end up missing something, and being oblivious is pretty much what makes you miss the puzzle pieces if you're going after all of them without squawks. You know, you gotta look out for as many secrets as humanly possible, or else, well, you're not gonna be getting all those puzzle pieces, or any other, you know, secret doodads. They don't really hide the Kong letters as much. Like, the Kong letters usually are just always out in the open, and they're the required thing at that. I mean, I guess I should be glad that they don't actually hide those as well as they hid the puzzle pieces, because, I mean, this is pretty clever design, you know, where you find some of the puzzle pieces in certain stages. You would never think to look in certain places, or to actually, you know, activate a little trinket or something like that. It's just really clever. But not with the Kong letters, and they're required, so I guess you should be glad that they're at least easy to find instead of, like, complaining about puzzle pieces and stuff. If you do, be glad that these things are out in the open. And they're really easy to get, too. I mean, this one right here is just really plain and simple. And really, I can get most of these without thinking. Like, I don't really have to think about, oh, where's that last Kong letter? Oh, I gotta go find it and go ace detective. Something like that. You know, it's all pretty much child's play if you really think about it, but hey, you know, doesn't need to be unreasonably hard either. But since we activated that switch, these lights will light up and we can go on to the next stage. I think it'll let you go on to the next stage anyway, but you won't be able to fight the boss of this area. You'll just be like stuck in the factory for the rest of the game. So let's find yet again another big red shiny button. And I feel sorry for the people that actually ignored those signs, but whatever. But bound chickens, we can actually throw them. Who wouldn't like throwing around chickens? I think that was probably something I said the last episode, because I spent so much time on chickens, and I actually regret that. But like I said, the last episode sucked the big one, and I don't want the same with this one. But with this level, I really like the concept of it, because like, you hit these lights, I guess, or these switches, I guess you could say, and then it makes these platforms pop in and out, and you sort of gotta know, like, when the platforms are gonna pop in and out in order to do certain things. Like, it's just kind of weird to explain, but the next button is actually down here, I think, or this could be a bonus game. Nope, this is the next button. So that's pretty clever. I mean, like, they put a thing over it so you couldn't get down there. You had to go search for another one, but, you know, still not terribly hard to find at all. You just gotta be more observant of your surroundings, like I said. And that came out wrong again. Sometimes I just really slur my words and I don't really know why. And I usually make fun of people when they do it, and then when I do it, I just end up feeling really retarded. I really need to stop using that word, because I know some people get offended by it. And yeah, that's what I get for using that word, because I just died. Well, at least it was like right before the checkpoint. If I was really far away, I probably would have gotten pretty peeved, but this still really isn't terribly hard platforming, but I did the exact same thing. See, why am I falling for this game's tricks? It's not making any sense to me. See, I need to roll, that's the thing. I love how they retain that little ability too, like being able to roll off of a chasm and then still being able to jump in, you know, mid-air. Because that was something like only the original game, or not even the original game. I think all 3 of the Donkey Kong Country games had that. And I'm glad that they kept it in this game too. It's sort of like a fun little thing that I think Retro just noticed and then kept in. Because you wouldn't have figured something like that would still be in the game, you know, up to this date. You know, this game was made in 2009, and you would have thought like something like that would have been scrapped or forgotten about, but no, Retro kept every single little detail that the first game had and retained it in this one, which is why I like the game so much. It's just like, it's a throwback, but it doesn't really feel like one at the same time, which gives it that little fresh feeling, and I really like it. So, I think I've given my opinion on this game 1,000 times, and I'm really not even going to know what to say during the credits. Because, like, during the credits, what most people do is give their opinions on the game, and I've been giving my opinions on the game the entire LP, so I don't even know what I'm going to talk about during the credits. It's probably going to be, like, really lackluster like it always is, but there's no way to make credits fun. I mean, you're just watching text scroll on the screen. But look, we're at 7 minutes and we only got 2 levels done. I guess that's a pretty reasonable amount of time, but I still think the levels get pretty lengthy as you go on. So, let's go to the next one, and I think this is the last level where we have to find a switch before we can go to the boss. And I really kinda don't like the boss of this world. It involves an animal that I've been talking about very recently in these videos, if that's not a spoiler in itself, but let's find the next thing, the next big red shiny button. So this level is one that I kind of always end up dying on simply just because of me being incompetent, because it involves a lot of timing and really like for some reason I'm bad at it, simply because you gotta have to match stuff up with the music, and well, I can't really hear the music right now because if my TV was any louder, well, you would be able to hear it through my microphone, and then it would kind of interrupt the actual game audio that's in, like, the actual video itself. So I'm gonna kind of have some difficulty, you know, doing this because I can't really hear the beats, because that's what these, things are smashing down to, the actual music itself. What's actually left of the music anyway, because it's just beats, you know, a giant factory beat. It's always good. So, whatever. I mean, I think I can still do well enough instead of like having to listen to the music, because it's timed as well. So, you know, I just gotta go by what I have, I guess. No, I was trying to roll Diddy Kong, you idiot, and it wasn't Diddy Kong's fault at all. I'm just really stupid. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Why am I announcing what I'm doing? Let's get this letter and keep on going because I like to jump on these hammers. This is a really interesting concept for a level though, but I kinda gotta keep on looking out for that, what's the name? The giant switch, because I actually don't know where it is in this level. I have a feeling it's probably in some really obscure place, and I've probably skipped over most of what I've supposed to have been going through, but hopefully I haven't. I mean, I'm at least hoping that I've actually not missed anything. I think it's right here, actually. If it is, I'll be very happy, and yes, it is here. Okay, so that wasn't hard at all. I think that's probably the easiest one to find, simply because it's right there, and you can see the barrel before you even get to it. So, we found all the switches. Hooray! Now let's not die. I was about to say that. Let's not die, but that thing was too fast for me. I mean, that thing had canyon speed. Donkey Kong couldn't handle that. Now, if we could play as Diddy Kong in this game, this would be a different story. I seriously wish that like I could play as Diddy Kong, but I just can't. I mean, you can do it the getaway and, you know, kill off Donkey Kong and then let the second player be Diddy Kong and then you play as him throughout the entire game. But I mean, who wants to kill off Donkey Kong? He's the main protagonist of the game. The main protagonist never dies. It's not like Goku was wished back by the Dragon Balls like 3 or 4 times. I think that's probably an over-exaggeration, but still, the main and protagonist never dies in video games. And please don't tell me I missed a... Oh, I didn't miss a letter. I thought I did. It just felt like it for some reason. But we are at 10 minutes, so I think we can actually do the level to get up to the boss, or even fight the boss himself. Even though the boss is really slow pace. Like, I don't like the boss for some reason. But we can head our way there, because a rocket comes up out of the factory if you do just so happen to get all the buttons. So I think I'm gonna do the rocket level. Rocket robot on wheels. No, I haven't done a Christopher Walken impression since Cave Story, and that was my first LP, and that just had bad voice acting everywhere. It's sort of weird because my commentary style has changed since then. Like, when I first started LPing, I pretty much like tried to copy everything P-Cult did, to be completely honest. And I haven't watched P-Call in a while, but P-Call's a really great LPer, but I just tried to do impressions like him, and they were really bad, and I'm kinda glad I don't do that anymore, but it seemed like I had a little bit more enthusiasm, I guess? I don't really know. It's just really hard to explain. I mean, I'm glad I don't do that stuff anymore, because I was just completely stupid, and I just wasn't even looking at what I was doing. There's no checkpoints in this. What am I doing? I gotta play well. But looking back at my old videos, it's just really surprising how much you actually change when you first start LPing. And let's get that life right back, shall we? It's weird how in these newer games, like, you can only get up to 99 lives, because, like, if I was playing something like the older Super Mario Brothers or something, like, I don't even know, you'd be rolling in lives, I'd figure. I really don't know. Like, I know you can get a crap ton of lives in Super Mario World, but I don't know how much, like, the max is. I wonder if it just goes up to 99, or can you get more? Because you get so many lives in games like this nowadays that it doesn't really, you know, matter how many you get, because there's a limit. Versus games back in the day where you could get over 100 and more if you really felt like it. But we are going up to the moon, is what it seems like. Seems like you fly all the way to space, but no. You're actually just going to, like, a higher elevation of the island. Unless it changed to nighttime, and that's how long it took Donkey Kong to fly up there. And I guess we can do one more thing and probably go to the Treacherous Track. Or Treacherous Track. I really don't know, because I'm just dumb. But the Treacherous Track is not really that long of a level. And it's better if you have Diddy Kong, but let's see how I do without him, because I'm probably going to end up dying or something like that. Oh no, they give you Diddy Kong. So this level really isn't that hard at all, in my personal opinion. And, well, let's just get this done. So you have to hit these little, I guess, light switches that are plastered all around the wall, and then, like, good things happen. Like, well, pieces of the track actually come, and then, like, you can actually progress. If not, well then, you'll end up dying, like me. Because I've done that many times. Like, for some reason, this was kind of hard for me, because, like, staying ahead of the track sometimes can be hard, but that's sort of what you want to do, because platforms come out for you, and so it's just like, you can stay ahead of the track and be perfectly fine, to be completely honest, but you just gotta be careful, because if you go too far ahead, you'll end up falling. You gotta sort of stay and keep track of the freaking platform and be ahead of it at the same time. It's kind of weird to explain. And if you haven't noticed me being hesitant already, I think it's because people are actually in the house, and I'm probably gonna get caught recording again. Which doesn't really matter at this point, because I'm right at the end of the video and I can't really stop now. Unless I die, I'm probably gonna stop the recording or something. But other than that, I mean, we're pretty much almost done with this level. It's not really that bad. Not bad at all. So, I don't even know why I'm getting nervous about people catching me record, because I've been caught recording before. It's not like it's a bad thing, but last time my mom made fun of me for it, like I was a scrub. But we're done with the level, so that's the end of this episode at least. And in the next one we'll fight the terrible boss of this world. And hopefully I didn't go over too much. Nope, it's only 15 minutes. So I guess I'll see you guys next time on Let's Play Donkey Kong Country Returns.